Good morning, students. Welcome to my YouTube channel, In-Depth Education. We are continuing with chapter 5 of the spectrum. And in the last class, we had finished first Anglo-Mysore War. Today, we will be starting second Anglo-Mysore War that happened in 1780 and 84 till 84. Students who all are new to this channel, please do like, share, and subscribe and support me. So, without wasting any time, let's get started with the new portion, that is Second Anglo-Mysore War, and a quick revision of the First Anglo-Mysore War. First Anglo-Mysore War ended with the Treaty of Madras, which says that Hyder Ali will be promised help from the English in case he was attacked from other powers. So, Second Anglo-Mysore War started with this pretext only. In 1717, when Hyder Ali was attacked by the Marathas, so Hyder Ali already accepted Treaty of Madras and he was attacked by the Marathas. So what happened? The English failed to come to his aid. But according to Treaty of Madras, he would be helped by the English if he was attacked from the other powers. So according to Treaty of Madras, okay, French were much helpful in fulfilling the requirement of Hyder Ali. So, not the English, but the French were much more enthusiastic and helpful to Hyder Ali. Through Mahe was a French possession in Malabar coast, and some French war material were brought to Mysore during the time of Mahe. Meanwhile, American War of Independence also broke in French, and the French were on the side of the rebels against the English. So, American War of Independence happening on the other end of the world, in which French were against the English. Okay, and in India also the scenario was same. The friendship between Mahe and Hyder, naturally, when French helped Hyder, the friendship also grew gradually. The friendship of Mahe and Hyder was considered by the English as a threat. Actually, it was a threat and captured Mahe, which was a direct challenge to the authority. So, with the growing friendship, the English, thinking it to be a threat, they captured Mahe, and this was direct challenge to authority of Hyder Ali. So, course of war, Hyder formed an alliance. So, Hyder continued with the formation of alliance, which he does actually in every war. Alliance with the Marathas and the Nizam, and attacked Carnatic and captured Arcot there, and defeated the English, under which Colonel Bailey. Please mark the name under Colonel Bailey. The Hyder Ali defeated the English. In the meantime, the English under Sir Eyre Kuti detached both the Marathas and Nizam from Hyder's side, and English were also successful in detaching the alliance of breaking the alliance of Maratha and the Nizam from Hyder's side. But Hyder, as very cunning and very tactic and very diplomatic in his war tactics and skills, he only suffered defeat at Porto Novo. Please mark, Hyder Ali was never defeated. He was defeated. We'll see later on. He was defeated only once in third or fourth Anglo-Mysore. We'll see later on. He was defeated first time in that war itself. But however, he again regrouped his forces and captured their commander Braithwaite. So, in spite English trying to break his alliance, he was very skillful enough to regroup his alliance and captured their commander Braithwaite. And in First Anglo-Mysore War, Treaty of Madras took place. In Second Anglo-Mysore War, Treaty of Mangalore took place. On Hyder Ali's death, his son Tipu Sultan ruled for an year without any gain. Finally, both sides signed a treaty of peace, under which both sides agreed to give back the territories they had taken from each other. Very easy, Treaty of Mangalore. Hyder Ali's son Tipu Sultan ruled for a year, but there were no success gain in his during the rule. So Treaty of Mangalore was signed, and the treaty says that whatever areas and the regions captured by both the sides would be returned back. Come to Third Anglo-Mysore War. Dispute between Tipu and state of Travancore. So third Anglo-Mysore War started with the dispute between Tipu and state of Travancore. Travancore had purchased. What did he purchase? It was a state. It was a region, Jalakotal and Kannanur from the Dutch in the Kochi state. But Kochi was a feudatory of Tipu. So Kochi was under Tipu, but state of Travancore bought these two regions from the Dutch without the consent of Tipu. This act of Travancore was a violation of his sovereign rights. So Tipu thought that the state which is under me and ruled by me, and I am not being asked any permission for it. So he thought that this act of Travancore was a violation of his sovereign rights. Tipu declared war so as to restore its right. So only way to regain his rights were to have a war between the English, no, war between the Tipu and Travancore, and English helped the Travancore in war. Tipu defeated the English under General Midau. Okay, Tipu defeated the English under General Midau. Cornwallis, British army officer, took the leadership and marched to Ambur, Vellore and Seringapatanam. Coimbatore fell to them but lost it again. At last, with the support of Nizam and Maratha, the English attacked Seringapatanam for the second time, Tipu losing and paying heavy on it. So what happened? Though Tipu succeeded in the first attempt, but in the second attempt, when Seringapatanam was again attacked by the English, Tipu lost. Tipu lost in a way because his allies were against him. The English were successfully in breaking their alliance, and Nizam and Maratha helped the English, and Tipu lost that war. Treaty of Seringapatanam was signed 1792. 3 crore rupees was given by Tipu. Half of the war indemnity was paid immediately, and while the rest were in installments. War indemnity in the last class also I said, the compensation for the war losses or the bloodshed is called the indemnity. Tipu's son was taken hostage by the English. Tipu's son was taken as a captive by the English. These three states differentiation you need to learn. Remember, Baramahal, Dindugal and Malabar went to where? Went to English. Tungabhadra and his tributaries went to the Maratha. Krishna and beyond Pennar went to Nizam. So these were the three differentiation of the regions and state which were distributed among the English, Maratha and the Nizam. And Tipu gradually lost. So the states were divided between these three regions. Okay. Comes the fourth Anglo-Mysore War. Tipu fulfilled all the terms of Treaty of Seringapatanam and got his son released. In that, in the last PDF only we had seen that his son, Tipu's son here, Tipu's son was taken hostage. So, on fulfilling every aspect of Treaty of Seringapatanam, his son was released in 1797 when the Hindu ruler of Wodeyar dynasty died. Tipu refused to place Wodeyar's young son to the throne and declared himself as Sultan. So very important, the turning moment, the actually the preface where fourth Anglo-Mysore War started. When Wodeyar's dynasty ruler died, he refused his younger son to be seated as the throne, as the king, as the successor, but Tipu himself declared himself as the Sultan. Lord Wellesley succeeded Sir John as a new general governor. Now, who was the new general governor? Lord Wellesley. In fourth Anglo-Mysore War, Lord Wellesley was the governor general. Please to remember, he was concerned about Tipu's growing friendship with the French. He tried him to submit under the subsidiary alliance. He tried him, like he instigated him that you surrender yourself to the virtue and the sovereignty to the English. But that was not acceptable to him, and a charge sheet was also issued against him. Now, war started in 1799. War began with the fall of Seringapatanam. The treaty was signed, Treaty of Seringapatanam, and that region itself started to fall. Tipu was defeated for the first time by General Stuart. In the last PDF, I was talking about Tipu's defeat. Tipu was first time defeated by English General Stuart and by General Harris. and before that he was never defeated by anyone. Arthur Wellesley also participated. Who was Arthur Wellesley? He was a younger brother of Lord Wellesley. Maratha and Nizam also helped them. Like um, it is very tactful to see that Tipu and Hyder were so tactful and so like brave, and they were so diplomatic and very skillful that they were never defeated alone. English defeated Tipu, sorry, that too with the help of Maratha and Nizam. Okay, so you can like judge the level of skill and diplomatic relations. Maratha were promised half of the territory of Tipu, and Nizam already signed the subsidiary alliance. Okay, Anglo-Maratha success for supremacy. In the last PDF, we completed about fourth Anglo-Mysore War. There were four Mysore wars. Anglo-Mysore wars. We need to know about the dates, the treaties that were actually concluded to finish the war. These four Anglo-Mysore are important to know about the the history of South India, especially about the power of Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. Now we will be coming to the Anglo-Maratha struggle for supremacy. After the fall of Mughal, what happened? Maratha were emerging, and Maratha were really very strong enough. After Mughal Empire declined, as I said just now, after Mughal Empire declined, the Maratha got the chance to rise in power. Third Battle of Panipat in 1761, Mughals were defeated by Ahmad Shah Abdali. That actually changed the situation. So in the third Battle of Panipat, this is the turning point where Maratha emerged after the defeat of Mughals. Bajirao I was a prominent Maratha Peshwa, Peshwa with the Brahmin section, okay, who expanded Maratha power, and appeased the Kshatriya section led by Senapati Dabodi. So Kshatriya section was led by the Senapati Dabodi. The defeat at Panipat and death of young Peshwa Madhavrai I weakened the control of Peshwa. Okay. First Anglo-Maratha War, 1775 till 82. After the death of Maratha War, here itself we know that after the death of Maratha War, his brother Narayan Rao succeeded him as the fifth Peshwa. However, Narayan Rao uncle was Raghunath Rao, who actually killed Narayan Rao and named himself as the next Peshwa. In the line here itself, however, Narayan Rao, uncle Raghunath Rao, had his nephew assassinated. Nephew means Narayan Rao, okay? He assassinated him and named himself the next Peshwa. Narayan's widow, like Narayan was married, but he, on expiring, his widow wife Gangabai gave birth to a son who was named Savai. Okay, Maratha chief Barabhai means 12 Maratha chiefs who were mainly basically called as the Barabhai, led by Nana Patnavis, made efforts to make the infant as the new Peshwa. So, actually, being the legal heir, he was attempts were made to make him the next Peshwa. Treaty of Surat and Purandar. Raghunath Rao unwilling to give his position. So here we can see that Nana Padnavis tried to make efforts to make this infant the new Peshwa. But Raghunath Rao sitting in that position, sitting in that throne, he was unwilling to give his position. So what did he do? He actually had a mutual understanding between the English powers. How? English at Bombay and signed a treaty of Surat in 1775. Under the treaty, what did Raghunath Rao did? He ceded the territory of Selsit and Basin, which are situated in present-day Maharashtra, to the English. In return, the English would provide Raghunath Rao with soldiers. So very easy. On not willing to leave his chair, leave his throne, he actually planned a mutual understanding between the English, and he signed the Treaty of Surat. Okay, the British Calcutta Council on the other side of India condemned the Treaty of Surat. Okay, they did not like this Treaty of Surat and they talked ill about it and sent Colonel Upton to annul it and make the Treaty of Purandar in 1776. So the Calcutta Council did not accept it, and rather they sent Colonel Upton to Pune and to like condemn it totally, to annul it, and a new treaty called Treaty of Purandar was signed, with Raghunath Rao promised to be giving some amount as a pension. So Treaty of Purandar was signed, a new treaty, the proposal for new treaty was given, and Raghunath Rao was told that you leave the throne and you will be given some amount of pension. The Bombay government rejected this. So from Calcutta, Colonel Upton had come. Calcutta to Bombay, he had come to annul this treaty, but Bombay government rejected it. The Bombay government rejected it and gave refugee to Raghunath Rao. So Raghunath Rao was given a refugee in Bombay. Nana Padnavis violated his treaty with the Calcutta Council by getting the French a port on the west coast. So Nana Padnavis was also, actually he also violated the treaty and gave the French some port on the west coast of India. So these all were not at all tolerable to the English. Naturally, English retaliated by sending a force towards Pune. Okay, now how was the course of war? The Maratha and the English met on the outskirts of Pune. So on here itself, the force towards Pune. So force was sent towards Pune. Maratha and English met on the outskirts of Pune. Maratha was condemned by a general named Mahaji Sindai. Mahaji Scindia. Marathas utilized scorched earth policy. What is scorched earth policy? It is the burning of farmland and poisoning the water in the well, poisoning wells. English being surrounded on all sides, like tactfully, Marathas actually were powerful enough and they tactfully surrounded English from all the sides. That was near Talegaon and signed the Treaty of Vadega. Okay, and forced Bombay government to give up all the territories acquired by the English. Okay, fine. Treaty of Salbai, end of first phase of struggle, wherein Hastings, Governor General of Bengal, rejected Treaty of Vadegao. So English being surrounded on all sides, English को चारों तरफ से घेर लिया गया. कहाँ? Near तालेगांव. तो Treaty of Vadgaon sign कर दिया गया. Now this Treaty of Vadgaon was not acceptable to Warren Hastings, who was that time the present General Governor of Bengal, and sent a large force of soldiers under Colonel Godard, who captured Ahmedabad and Basing. So, not accepting the fact of the Treaty of Vadegao, Governor General of Bengal, Warren Hastings, sent a large force to Pune under the Colonel Godard. Another Bengal detachment led by Captain Puham captured Gwalior. So two forces were sent from Pune to the western coast. One was under Colonel Godard and another was under Captain Puham. And the soldiers sent under Colonel Godard was under Warren Hastings. Okay, and another Bengal detachment was by Captain Puham. The English under General Camac, very important, the English under General Camac finally what did they do? Finally defeated Scindia at Shipri in 1781. Scindia proposed a treaty between English and Peshwa. Thus Hastings ratified it and Treaty of Scindia was signed under the guarantee of 20 years of peace. So lastly Scindia was defeated. Scindia proposed a treaty with the English, and so Treaty of Scindia was signed, and that guaranteed 20 years of peace between Maratha and the English. So let's have a look at the treaties which actually guaranteed peace for 20 years. Number one comes, Cell City will remain as a possession of English. Okay, Cell City, as it was before ruled by the English, and it was under the leadership of the English, and it will remain the same. Territories acquired since Treaty of Purandar, including Basing, should be restored to Marathas. In Gujarat, Fateh Singh Gaikwad should remain in possession of territory which he had before the war and should serve the Peshwa as before. The English should not offer any further support to Raghunath Rao. Got it? So Raghunath Rao would not be given any other support from the English side, and Peshwa should grant him maintenance allowance. Hyder Ali should return all the territories taken from English and Nawab of Arcot, and Hyder Ali will found in Anglo-Mysore War. He also captured many territories from the English and Nawab of Arcot, and in this in this treaty of Scindia, we need to know that Hyder Ali was also supposed to give away all the territories he had taken from English and Nawab of Arcot. English should enjoy the privilege of trade as before. The trade which was going on previously, the same manner English will enjoy it further. Peshwa should not support any European nation. Okay, Peshwa should not support any European nation. The Peshwa and English should ensure that all the allies should remain at peace. So the allies between Maratha, Nizam, Peshwa, whatever XYZ, the Peshwa and English should ensure that all these allies should remain in peace. Mahaji Scindia should be the mutual guarantor. Okay, Mahaji Scindia was given the responsibility of looking after the looking after the treaties, and whether they are in terms or not, and whether they are being followed or not. All these things were actually signed in the treaty of Scindia, and this comes with the end of first Anglo-Maratha War. And in the next class we will be studying about second Anglo-Maratha War and the third Anglo-Maratha War, and also the treaties that concluded it. uh, um, all for today. Students, if you do have any doubts, please pin me in the comment section. I will take out some time and I'll try to clarify all those. And please do like, share and subscribe, and thank you so much.